nothing Dr. Seuss is going to get here by this morning. So I'm like, what can I do? And I'm like, hold on a minute. I think your little brother has a red shirt, just a plain red shirt. And I said, I can whip up something on my Cricut. So I go on Etsy. I find the little file with the thing 1, thing 2, thing 3 logo on it. I open up the Cricut. I make her a t-shirt.
Wow.
She's got a perfect thing 3 t-shirt right now.
What's a Cricut again?
It's like a cutting machine, so I can take like heat transfer vinyl and like turn it into something and then press it on the shirt. Yeah, I made our jerseys. I made umbrellas with it. I've made all kinds of things with it. And I looked at her and she like hadn't even said thank you yet. And I was like, it's a good thing your mom has a Cricut, right? And just randomly had the materials, and your brother randomly had a plain red shirt, right? It's pretty good. She's like, yeah. Good night, Mom. I'm like, I've never wanted to stick my middle finger in your face more than right now.
Yeah.
But I won't. Just hug her good night. You've got your shirt. You can dress up with your friends tomorrow.
You are super mom. How long did it take from when she told you that to when you had the costume ready to go?
So she told me that at like 7:27. And I was back in my room getting ready, like washing my face, doing my bedtime stuff at 8 o'clock.
Unbelievable. Wow. You know what, though? She is also her daughter's mother. There's a theme. Let's dress up tomorrow.
I know, but I'm like, hey, maybe next time we could just plan better, like a little further in advance, and then we could really go all out for the costume.
Did you tell her that you are literally planning Halloween outfits for us right now? That's how far ahead of it is.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean,
just a little bit of lead time, and the stress would not be there.
This is how it starts. Like this whole thing in school. Wow, man. Well, good job. I hope you get some pictures.
We give you this.
Thanks. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you. That was a doozy. And then I was like, I look over at Easton, and I'm like, you too? And he's like, I'm not dressing up. I'm like, thank God. Good job, buddy.
I think we open with the phone lines and we want to hear your supermom moment. 877-937-1047. You could share it with us. Or superhuman moment, or some moment that you stepped up, saved the day. You know what happened to me this morning? This is so weird. And I normally don't talk about this stuff. But, you know, I have my weird morning routine. And one of the things I do, somebody gave me years ago, it's called the Coach's Bible. And it's a Bible verse. You look at the date, and then there's a Bible verse, and then there's some famous coach that tells the story and ties it into some Bible verse, right? So this morning, I'm reading this Bible verse, and it's a hockey story tied into a Bible verse, and it was talking about spread the word of Jesus. And I just read it myself, and I'm like, okay, and I just think about this verse throughout the day, or however I can make myself better throughout the day. And I think there's no way, I got no reason to talk about hockey or the Detroit Red Wings. I go in the kitchen to make coffee this morning, and there's a dude here that always wears a hockey jersey.
Yeah, it's like a self-prescribed uniform.
He always wears a hockey jersey. He comes in the kitchen, and I just started. So I got nothing to say to this guy, nothing in common. And I'm like, hey, hockey jersey. You know all about the Detroit Red Wings, what happened in 96 when they won the Stanley Cup?
Sure, with Fedorov?
No, some guy, so they win the Stanley Cup, and then the star player gets in a car accident and goes into a coma, and then he's paralyzed. And then the next year, they win the Stanley Cup again, and they brought him out in the wheelchair, and the place went nuts. And it was all about, you know, sending a message and praying for Jesus and all that. It was a cool story. And I told him that story, and he knew that story.
Wow.
I know.
He is a fan.
So then I'm walking backwards. Now my coffee's done, so now I got to wrap up. Right? I don't really want to talk to him that long.
Yeah, you've dropped the gospel. Now it's time to move on.
I'm backing out, holding my cup of coffee as he's standing at the coffee machine. I'm walking backwards, and I'm like, anyway, I hope you find Jesus, man.
I thought you were going to quote the verse. Anyway, Hebrews 17:45.
I don't remember what it was. But I was just like, oh. And then I walked down the hallway by myself. I'm like, oh, my God. I'm doing that thing, like, where the Bible beater people. I'm like spreading the word. I'm spreading the word.
Do you know how you end everything with Christmas wish? You can end it like that, or just go, Coach's Bible. Just wrap it up just like that.
That was wild, man. It was a trip. So now I feel like I think it's the first time in my life, like I've spread the word.
Well, I mean, if you put a little God in that guy's heart, that'll be something.
right?
Yeah.
I go,
You know what I'm saying, Peyton? Do you know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. Yeah, that's really funny.
I put my hand on his forehead and I was like, friends.
He didn't.
What?
He didn't.
Friends, I need you to believe in a Jesus.
He didn't start smoking or anything. Like,
Who's free?
you didn't hear like a demon voice come out of
those TV pastors. They always go, friends, and do you believe in the word? And they put their hand on their forehead, and then people fall backwards, and they go.
You didn't hear a demon voice in the background going, "This one's mine. I've already got him. Move on."
I felt that about him before.
Yeah.
Anyway, so first time ever. You listen to the show for a long time. I spread the word, and I know I'm going to get a bunch of people saying, "What's the name of the book?" It's called the Coach's Bible.
Coach's Bible.
You get it from what is FCA? What's that called? FCA. You know what that is?
No.
No.
Is
It's
it
the athletes, the Fellowship for Christian Athletes.
Oh,
that's it.
Oh, yeah.
FCA, yeah. That's where I got the Bible from. Anyway, so just a quick recap. We want to hear your Supermom story, 877-937-1047. And I'm spreading the word of Jesus. You text us, text JJR, whatever you want to say, to the number 96893. Here's a 480 text. John T. and Rich, I watch Long Legs on Hulu. Not creepy or scary to me, and I'm Christian. John T. and Rich, please talk about the latest episode of Paradise today. It was wild. My spouse and I watched it. We were so enthralled, we turned off all the lights. It felt like a movie. Best show of 2024 so far. I think they mean 2025. That's the show I was talking to you guys about off air. I'm watching Paradise. I'm on episode 3. It's fantastic. It's a little futuristic, but it's about a murder of the president. They're trying to solve it, and there's all these different layers. I highly recommend it. The problem is it's on Hulu. Kyle, I know.
Wow.
I know. But if you guys could go to it, it's really good so far. Episode 3. Kyle, what are 3 things we need to know?
So crisis was averted with the quick thinking of a Southwest Airlines pilot who had to abort a landing attempt at Chicago Midway International Airport yesterday after a smaller plane just taxied right in front of it as it's coming in for the landing, nearly resulting in collision. The FAA says the private business jet entered the runway without authorization. I've watched there's flight paths that you can see, and you can actually hear the towers talking to the airplanes. And the tower very clearly told the pilot of the small little business jet 2 or 3 different times, hold on this runway, wait. And he went anyway. So
9 times. And you hear how cool that pilot is, and he's like, "You want to tell me what happened there?" Very, very cool. The pilot of Southwest had to pull back up.
Yeah. Just went in for landing, pulled back up, went around, and then ended up safely landing after that. So no one was hurt, but that could have been really, really bad.
It seems like all the airplane stuff is runway stuff, or you're really close to the ground, not up in the air very high, but really close to the airports.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. The FAA also said they will be investigating the incident, but I think we know it happened.
Did you see those memes that are going around about how, like a year ago in the past, that if you clap when the plane lands, you're like lame? Now it's like, yay, you want to clap when the plane lands.
Now you definitely want to clap when the plane takes off safely and lands safely, for sure. So we all know doom scrolling can be a little addicting, even though you know you're doing it and you don't really want to. So why? Why can we not stop doom scrolling? So they actually found it fuels your stress, which why would you want to make yourself more stressed? But your brain actually has a negativity bias, and that bias keeps you hooked on bad news. So when you see all these terrible things, when you see the almost plane crash, or you see the plane crash, or you see this crazy news that 200 people were arrested for trafficking ring, right? You keep looking because it's your brain's negativity bias. It also shortens your attention span to want to keep scrolling and just seeing, because that's how Instagram gets you, because it's so quick and your brains are already wired for that instant news consumption. They say, here's what you can do to fix it. Break the cycle, set limits, curate your feeds, replace doom scrolling with positive actions for mental balance. You got to balance it out. So it doesn't mean you can't do it occasionally, but knowing that it's going to actually hurt your brain eventually, then do the things that it's going to actually help.
It kind of reminds me of how back in the day I would channel surf. I'd be on TV and just boom, boom, rapidly look for something.
You're really good at that.
Thank you. And I do that on my phone now. I'm just scrolling, looking at things, but then I'm kind of catch myself oh, this is bad. And then I turn on the TV. right? So that's good.
And then something else you can do is experts say actually just 5 minutes of breathing and listening to music can do a world of wonders in your life. Focusing on your breathing is just a natural way to relax your body. 5 minutes of just breathing and listening to music can actually give you a reset and a fresh start. So if you feel yourself stuck in this doom scroll like habit, a bad long time of it, take 5. Literally, just take 5. Breathe, listen to music, whatever kind of music is right for you, whatever kind of music you enjoy, and it can actually reset your body. And that's 3 things you need to know.
Let's get the horoscopes. Peyton, what's the vibe today?
I'm going to tell you what your relationship with money is, specifically when it comes to shopping, based on your zodiac sign.
877-937-1047. Call us right now to get your horoscope read. Christopher, good morning. Yo.
Hello.
What's your sign?
This is Christopher, and I'm a Taurus.
Okay, Christopher the Taurus, you're luxury or nothing. Taurus, you refuse to settle for the cheap stuff, and if your bank account is crying, it's because you needed that high-end candle and those silk pillowcases and a 5-star dinner to top it off for a casual Tuesday. You believe in treating yourself, Taurus, and there's nothing bad about that.
Well, it sounds like a bunch of bull, but I'll take it. You guys are fantastic.
All right, thank you, Christopher. Have a great day. Thank you so much for listening. Kelly.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm an Aquarius.
Kelly the Aquarius. Okay, for my Aquarius, your relationship with money, you invest in the weird stuff. Aquarius, while other people are out here buying stocks, you're investing in NFTs, cryptocurrency, or something nobody understands, and you believe in financial freedom but refuse to follow traditional paths to get there, and you're probably the one with the most money out of all your friends.
Ah, that's so true. I can abide by that with my brand new Camaro. So
Hey, right on.
Flex, I love that for you.
Thanks, guys.
Kelly, go Google the song. Listen to the song Bitchin' Camaro by the Dead Milkmen. It's a great song.
Bitchin' Camaro, Bitchin' Camaro.
What's it? Yeah, Google it. You'll love it. Thanks, Kelly.
Like it should be a Charlie XCX song.
I know. Kimberly, good morning. Kimberly.
Hi, Kimberly, Sagittarius.
Okay, Sagittarius, your relationship with money, you're like the YOLO spending. You only live once. Sagittarius, you don't believe in saving for one day. That one day is literally today. You'll drop money on flights, festivals, spontaneous plans because life is meant to be lived. And if you're broke later, the future you will deal with it.
Absolutely. Thank you. Have a great day.
Hi. Hello, Shanae.
Hi. I'm listening to Sagittarius. I'm like, that is so mean.
Well, Shanae, you'll have to tell me if this is you for Gemini. Budget, you don't know her. Gemini, 1 minute you're on a strict savings plan, and the next you're dropping $100 on things you absolutely did not need, and your spending habits change faster than your mood, and your bank account is really just trying to keep up with you.
Oh, you think I got 4 jobs? Absolutely. That's so true.
Yeah.
I
Thanks,
figured you'd be
guys.
too busy to spend money because you're always working.
You know, it always come in the mail. I get it at my front door or whatever. So, yeah, absolutely.
All right, thanks, Shanae.
Have a good one.
Speaking of money, and you brought up Bitcoin or NFTs, I was at the gym yesterday, and I was on a treadmill, and the guy next to me was on a bike, and he leans over and he goes, "Looks like Bitcoin dropped below 90 today." And I have no idea what he's talking about. I'm like, oh, yeah, well, you know, and how's everything else going? And he goes, stock market was bad. I'm like, oh, yeah, well, you know, I do that sometimes. Like, I can tell that I'm not, I have no idea what this guy is not. I just have nothing. Hey, Mike, what's your sign? Good morning.
Good morning, John Jay. I'm rolling with you, and we're rolling Virgo style.
Virgos. Okay, you guys are financially stressed but too lazy to fix it. Virgos, you know you should probably check your bank account, but honestly, to you, that sounds exhausting. You have great intentions of budgeting and saving, but the effort is just too much. Your plan is to avoid looking at your bank account balance and hope everything sorts itself out.
Awesome. Love it. Love it. Once again, thank you. You guys have a blessed day.
You too,
Bye,
Mike.
Mike.
You know, that's literally how I lived my life when I was single. I would just have a certain lump sum in the bank, and just that's how I paid for everything. I never paid attention
That's crazy.
until I got married, and then she does all that. Raven and Gabrielle, are you guys there?
Yep, we're here. It's Gabrielle, but thank you.
Gabriel. Okay, I'm sorry.
With an A without a G.
Avriel.
Oh, Avriel. Okay. Sorry.
Well,
What are your signs?
Scorpio and Aries.
Okay, I'll give you Aries first. So Aries, when it comes to your money, you're swipe first and think later. Aries, you see something that you want and boom, you bought it. Budget, that's a problem for future you. You're out here acting like a billionaire on payday and then surviving on vibes and instant ramen for the rest of the month.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. For sure.
And then for Scorpio, so my Scorpios, when it comes to money, you're secretly rich and secretly broke. Scorpio, nobody actually knows how much money you have, including you. You could have stacks in your savings, or you could be one bad Amazon purchase away from like a financial ruin. Either way, you will never let anybody know where you're standing.
That's me.
All right.
Boy,
Drive
these are
safe.
good.
Drive safe, you guys. Thank you. What do you got for Libra?
Yeah, Libra, Kyle. Decisions, you will just buy both. Libras, your indecisiveness is destroying your budget. And if you can't choose between two outfits, you'll honestly just buy both. If there's a sale, you'll justify spending because it's a good deal. Your financial plan, you just hope for the best.
Literally just nailed it. I'm just going to do both. That's what I did with my wedding dress. I had two wedding dresses because I couldn't decide.
John, Jane, Rich, time for Stacks and Hacks. I have stacks of information. Rich has life hacks. Let's begin. It is the 10th anniversary of the dress. In fact, it's on our Instagram right now. If you forget about the dress, go to John, Jane, Rich on Instagram. It's the dress where people thought it was white and gold, but it was really blue and black. It went viral on Tumblr and BuzzFeed February 26, 2015.
Crazy.
Oh, that was that long ago?
It was such
10
a wild
years.
phenomenon, too.
Yeah, and we posted it, and everyone in the room sees something different.
I still see black and blue as the
You
only ones
do?
I ever saw. Yeah, I never saw yellow and gold.
I
or
saw
gold and
both,
white.
and so I was like, this is a hoax. People are literally
Same.
posting two different dresses.
I saw one on the news this morning that looked like it was gold, and then a picture that Peyton just posted on John Jane Rich looks blue to me.
Well, the real answer is blue.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, that's the. Apparently, there's a whole bunch of other pictures of the dress, and that's the official answer. So Kyle sent me a video a couple days ago, and I like when I get something and then it becomes big later. I was like, man, we were on top of that. And it's this food influencer on TikTok where she ate a $19 strawberry. One strawberry for $19, and she
saw
got it
this.
at that grocery store in Los Angeles called
Erewhon.
Erewhon.
Yeah.
And so when I went there and got the Gary Brecka smoothie, the Hailey Bieber smoothies there, right? So listen to this. One $19 strawberry.
This is a $19 strawberry from Erewhon. So we're going to eat it. It's from Kyoto in Japan. And apparently it's like the best tasting strawberry in the entire world. So here we go. I don't even know how you open this. It's literally sitting on like a little tray. You gotta just eat it like this, right? Wow. This is the best strawberry. That's crazy. For one strawberry, $19 for one strawberry. It's actually the best strawberry I've ever had.
You know, I was thinking about the grocery store, though. Let's say, I mean, maybe you're going to buy it because you're going to make a video.
Right.
Right? But if you don't buy it, and at some point, those strawberries are going to go bad if they're not selling it. So does that grocery store just take a hit?
I don't think so, because I think people go in there and buy things. I am 100% convinced that Erewhon is like a social experiment. How much money can people spend on like a
interesting.
ridiculous amount of things? Like $19 on one strawberry? Come on.
Okay,
get real.
or they don't take a hit, because if they sell 5 strawberries, they've already like sold enough to pay for all of
they
them.
didn't pay for $19 in strawberry.
Yeah.
I've been there one time, and the line to get in that place is crazy.
It is?
Yeah. And
A
it's
Do people actually shop there, or it's just like what Peyton said? It's like you just go in to see.
well, I think people are shopping there because they're waiting in line for the deli where they're making smoothies,
gosh.
and then you can eat outside. But like when I looked at the fruit, in fact, I think I have video. Maybe I could repost it. When I looked at the whole fruit section, it looks beautiful and so colorful and healthy. Like it definitely looks different. Well, this is nuts, by the way. It's National Pistachio Day.
Nice.
Google might be replacing Hey Google with Hey Gemini. Don't you have Google?
That's annoying.
Yeah. 35-year-old man in Florida was arrested after waving a Chucky doll at shoppers in a grocery store. He kept doing it over and over and over. They had to call the police. A 28-year-old snowmobiler died in Canada after being struck and killed by the fire truck that was on his way there to help him.
Oh my gosh, that's so sad.
And ironic.
Tinder, OkCupid, Match.com, Hinge, Plenty of Fish are all owned by the same company.
They are?
Mm-hmm.
They found their recipe.
Comedian Louis C.K., Matt LeBlanc from Friends, and Joe Rogan all were in the same high school graduating class, the class of 1985 at Newton North High School in Newton, Massachusetts. 12 years later, John Krasinski and B.J. Novak from The Office went to that same school and graduated.
Oh my gosh.
Not.
Just pumps out famous people.
What do you got for life hacks, Rich?
We've talked before about surge pricing at theme parks, and we're all against it. So on those high volume days when you go to a theme park, you're going to pay more. So experts have come and they're like, you can tell your listeners this, but we're only going to say one time so you can use this and nobody else can take advantage of this great hack. So if you want a VIP level theme park experience without the VIP price, the best way to do is you visit the day after big drinking holidays like St. Patrick's Day, New Year's, or even Super Bowl, because most adults are too tired or a little hungover to ride roller coasters at 8 a.m., which means shorter lines, better parking, prime spots for the parade. Theme parks don't advertise this, but attendance dips so significantly the morning after major party nights. There's a life hack for you when you go into your spring, because a lot of people are off for spring break here. Go after St. Patrick's Day and you're good to go. That life hack at johnjanerich.com.
All right, so Kyle's a millennial. Peyton, Gen Z, Rich and I, Gen X.
Yeah. But I have a sister that's a millennial. She's 6.5 years older than me, so I feel like I'm going to be able to have an opinion on this list you got.
Well, it's interesting because these are in chronological order to the number one movie that is help shape the millennial generation, right? And it's kind of it's not the answer I think you would think. I'll explain. I don't want to ruin it yet. So, Kyle, I gave you a song to think about it. Go over some of the movies you think shaped your generation.
I think there were a bunch of movies that shaped my generation.
I have the top 15.
So I think it was the Jim Carrey era, like Ace Ventura, the Will Ferrell, Anchorman / Step Brothers, movies that.
Let me stop you right there according to this list. None of those are in the top 15.
What?
Okay.
No Jim Carrey. No.
Are
Will
they
Ferrell.
like older movies than that or newer?
They go from
Or different genre.
They're all in the 2000s, late 90s, or early 90s. There's some 90s and 2000s.
What about Zoolander?
Okay, what about like Ghostbusters?
No Zoolander, no Ghostbusters.
What about Fight Club, brother?
No Fight Club.
What?
Let me give you number 15. Inception, 2010.
No. Yep. Pass.
Yes,
That's
Nick.
big.
Yes, Nick.
Titanic.
Titanic
a good
is
one.
not on the list.
What?
Let me give you number 14. And I agree with 14. Superbad.
Okay.
That's a great movie. Number 13. I don't know this movie. I know who's in this movie. I know who directed this movie. And I heard they're making a sequel. Garden State.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty good.
That's a dork pick.
Never saw that.
Yeah, that's lame.
Number 12. Mean Girls.
Love that
yeah.
movie.
Mean Girls.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Number 11. Actually, I take that back on Jim Carrey. But I've never heard you talk about this movie, and I bet you haven't seen it. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
No. What?
It's like some serious movie
Yeah,
with Jim Carrey.
dude, those are like cool.
What
These
are
are
these?
cool movie picks. These are like somebody wants to be smart who's writing this list.
Really, Grant?
Yeah.
Number 10, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
Yeah, that's another one.
Number
Well, it's
9,
about a college.
Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. Number 8, The Mummy. Number 7, The Matrix. Number 6, The Big Lebowski. Number 5, Mulan.
What?
Mulan.
Number 4 is
Out of
Scream.
all the Disney movies, that one?
Number 3 is Jurassic Park. That came out in 1993. Number 2 is The Sandlot.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah, it
The
is.
number one movie that shaped millennials in their generation is actually a generation. Oh, I thought, what's that one? Why Can't I Quit You?
Oh, Brokeback Mountain?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were also very into that movie too. Big in our community, dude.
By the way, I was watching the most recent Family Guy, and Peter, by mistake, hit a heart in the group chat. And he's like, oh, I got to do this heart. They're going to think I'm gay.
Yeah, dude.
And he unhearted it. And then his friends got the heart. Like, whoa, Peter almost just came out as gay. because he hearted something. I heart stuff all the time. That's so funny, man. Anyway. Hold on. We got... Oh, another movie. Okay, Melissa, thank you for calling in. Thanks for listening.
You bet, guys. Bye.
Hey, Ashley, what's up?
Hello?
Hi.
Hi, this is Ashley. I just cannot believe that Final Destination Part 2 was not on there.
Yeah. The car stuff.
That's the one with the logs that fell?
Yes.
I always see memes of that.
Yes, it's horrifying, and I steer clear of them every time.
Well, don't you think Final Destination 1 is better when that kid gets decapitated when the barbed wire fence goes flying and goes over their head?
I do, but for some reason, Part 2, the log scene is like, that's the only part that stands out to me.
And when you say influential, it does kind of change your conversation about what happens to you. Like, you totally changed your outlook, right?
Yeah.
Like, when it's your time, it's your time. Nothing can change it.
Right.
Part 3 with the roller coaster, though, that affected me greatly.
I stopped watching after Part 1.
Dude, did you know? Okay, so check this out. Like, I'm not to spoil a movie that's 20 years old at this point, but Final Destination 5, the whole movie happens, and then they all get on a plane, and it's the beginning of Final Destination 1.
Oh, no way.
Dude, it's so tight. Dude,
That's actually cool. I love it when movies do
So
that
they're
kind
all
of
alive
stuff.
then?
No. Basically, they all survive the movie Final Destination 5, and then they all get on a plane to Paris. And then while they're on the plane to Paris, they realize you see the main character from the first movie.
Oh, really?
Which implies they're all going to die in the next 30 seconds.
There's another Final Destination coming out, like in a couple weeks.
Yeah,
really?
trailer looks crazy.
I don't like those movies.
I've never seen any of them, but
Oh,
like
they're
I said,
crazy.
I think that is an influential one because I've never seen them, but I know all the clips you're talking about.
So yesterday, I'm trying to get my 10,000 steps in every single day, and I've been doing it, but with a lot of effort. It's hard, I think, to get 10,000 steps. So yesterday I got home, and my wife was going to this thing. I think I told you guys about how she did it. I did it with her the other day, this sound meditation where they have the things, right? So I think she understands my vibe on that, so she decided to do some with a bunch of girlfriends on her own. And when I looked, I have this app, and maybe you guys have it, it's called 360, where you can see where everybody in your family is all the time. It's like a GPS app. And I get on the 360 app, and I see that she is 2 miles away from where I am, my house. So I'm like, you know what? I'm only at 5,000 steps. I need to get to my 10,000. So what if I walk to her? And her class was only going to be an hour. It was at someone's house. I go, I'm going to walk to her and then ride back with her. And I'm going to time it right. So I look at how long it takes to walk there, and I do all the math because I'm a mathematician, and I figure it out. So I throw on my headphones, and I start walking. And I'm listening to a book on tape, right, which is my new thing right now. I'm currently listening to about 7 books on tape. Because
I like the book on tape. I can actually get into books that way, but reading, I just am not.
When you listen to a book on tape, what are you doing when you're listening to a book on tape?
Usually driving.
Okay, so I'm walking, listening to a book on tape, and I don't know. And I've been listening to this particular book now for about a week and a half, and I have no idea what it's about. Like, I'm still trying to process what this book is about, and I'm like, man, I just forget it, right? So I make it to where my wife is, and I see her car there. I see her friend's car there. It's right time for it to be over, and I stand there, and I'm waiting, and then I realize that she's got the gift of gab. I didn't account for the yapping that was going to go on after the sound bowl class. So I'm waiting out there for like 5 minutes. I take a selfie with her car in the background, and I text it to her. Like, I don't want to knock on the door, because what if, just in case, they're still in the sound meditation, and then I ruin it? So I take a selfie by her car, and I decide to walk back. Now I'm already over 2 miles. I'm sure I'm at my steps. I don't like to look at my steps until I'm done doing whatever I'm doing. Now my leg hurts. Now I'm getting all pissed. Right?
How dare you leave me stranded?
Yeah.
Even though she didn't even know you were coming by.
I put the book on tape. I can't handle the book on tape anymore. I'm just so frustrated. I want to throw the book, but there is no book. and then I end up putting on music, and I'm listening to music, and I put on a good playlist, and it just changes everything. Music is just so great to exercise the day with. So I'm almost home now, and she pulls up behind me. She goes, "Hey, oh my God, you trying to get your steps in?" I go, "Yeah." This is over a half hour after her class ended. And I'm like, did you not get my picture? No. I'm like, what do you mean you give it? Like, how do you not get out of class and go look at your phone?
She just doesn't. She's not ruled by
Someone that's
that.
happy, someone that's content with their actual life and not what's going on in their phone.
Yeah, the sound balance term.
That is a really good point.
I mean, look at how unstressed she is, and look at how stressed about everything you are.
So I get in the car and pissed. I slam the door and I get in and she's just driving and she's like, "Oh, I'm so happy that I just saw you, that you're walking in."
That's so sweet.
And I'm just looking at her she goes, "Do you want to go somewhere and get tea and talk about our day?" I go, "Can we go home and talk about our day? Why don't we go get tea somewhere? Can we just go home? Can we just sit on the couch and talk about our day?"
Such a miserable person.
I was about to say, you need a shirt that says "Bah Humbug." You just wear all day, every day.
And then we get home, and then she's, once you get home, I like to be, if I could go on a perfect vacation, I would stay home, right? I love being home.
It's a good argument.
And I like to do things at home. I like to just watch TV at home. That's all I want to do. And we get home, so we're going to sit down and catch up on our day. But she starts doing things, right? So we never really caught up on our day. But you're right. She is a happy person. That's a really good, you know what happened the other day? So I have my morning routine, right? And my morning routine is very specific and it's buttoned down to a T. And now it gets a little screwed up with our dog. We have 6 dogs. And there's 2 dogs out of the 6 that are always waiting for me outside. And when I close the door, the golden retriever will bust open the door and run upstairs into Blake, jump on bed with Blake, and then the other dogs will jump upstairs with Blake. And it bothers me. I don't want to wake her up. I think sleep is important, right? So what I started doing is when I feed the dogs at night, I give these 2 dogs a little extra CBD.
Okay.
A little extra on the 2 Genesis again, so that they're sleeping in the mornings and they don't hear me and they don't wake up. And it works.
Smart.
It works. 2 nights ago, Blake fed the dogs, doesn't give him all the CBD, right? So when I get up in the morning, I go do my normal routine. And when I come out of the hot tub and the cold plunge and shower, I see the doors open already. That means I know all the dogs are upstairs and they're all 6 dogs are on the bed with her. I get up, I walk up there, and she's up. So it's 3:30 in the morning, and she's laughing, and she's like, "Oh my God, look at this! Pablo's so funny." And I'm like, if that was me, I would have a freaking meltdown.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, "I need my sleep. Why are these dogs?" And I'm literally,
We've all done that.
I just thought, my God, I thought, how do you get to the point to have that kind of joy? Do you know what I mean?
She didn't look at her phone, and she does sound meditation.
I didn't put the 2 together about not looking at your phone.
Yeah.
Whenever I leave, we go into commercials or play a song, I look at my phone. If I'm working out, when I'm done working out, I look at my phone.
You've heard all the studies.
You do that.
They say when you wake up in the morning, you shouldn't text your you shouldn't look at your phone. But of course we do, because we know that nothing's on fire that we're walking into.
Yeah.
It's the first thing you think about.
It's
what
true.
do I have to deal with?
Yeah, last week I didn't have my phone for 14 hours. That's a big
Stress.
deal for me.
Right.
And I was I felt so good. I got to color. I felt not stressed. It was amazing.
By the way, I got the book on tape when I went to go buy the book on tape, there was several versions of the book on tape. And the book on tape is $8, $5. And this version I saw for 99 cents. So I was all right, so I download it, right? So, and it's a woman doing it. And I think this is how I should have pulled some audio. But the book is almost, she does it into her iPhone. Because you hear her go. So as we walk along the path, she stutters or she stops her sentences.
There's no editing.
It's when we cut commercials, we'll do you stutter and you go, let me recut that.
And they
don't cut it. She just what you believe in your mind, you believe. I'm sorry. The mind can believe. The mind can.
That's right. Imagine how much better you'd be able to focus on that book if you bought the $8 version.
I know, you're right, because you can hear her breathing, and you can hear this part.
Ew.
But it was only 99 cents.
Now the question is Travis going to be back at Arrowhead next year? Because he hasn't officially made a decision as to whether or not he'll be returning. Now, I think he gets an extra $11.5 million if he does return. So you go, why would you shut that down? Although he's got a bunch of jobs waiting for him when he gets out. But the general manager of the Kansas City Chiefs says he expects Travis Kelce to return. Everyone in the group said, we left this season. He was fired up. He has 1 more year under contract. I think Travis still has the desire and the fire to play, and he doesn't want to end on an L.
He should stay, in my opinion. Pay, we got an Alabama Barker. Now, instead of who she is, in case anyone doesn't remember.
Yeah. So Alabama Barker is Travis Barker's daughter, the drummer from Blink-182, right? And Travis Barker is recently married to Kourtney Kardashian. So the Kardashian name is important in this story, but you guys got to follow along with me, okay? So Alabama Barker, a couple weeks ago, got into some major drama with Danielle Bregoli, whose stage name is Bad Baby, and she's actually the Cash Me Outside girl that went viral for being on Dr. Phil like 10 years ago. So Alabama Barker and Bad Baby, aka Danielle, are beefing big time. And this all started because apparently Alabama Barker started dating Bad Baby's baby daddy, LV. So it was like all types of drama. They were going back and forth on Instagram. Next thing you know, Bad Baby drops a diss track to Alabama Barker.
Damn, Alabama, you a tramp, Alabama. Wait, it's straight out the window, guys. Playing Alabama. Simon says, by your feet, here I am, Alabama.
So she's name dropping Alabama Barker. So, I mean, Alabama Barker, you know, whose technically uncle is Travis Scott and Kanye West, right? Her dad's Blink-182 drummer. She decides to drop a diss track back to Bad Baby.
I was out in LV and LV tried to pipe me. I can't even cap, I didn't know he was your PD.
So basically, she was like, I didn't know that was your man, girl, my bad, but like he wanted me. So then, Bad Baby yesterday, I get on Instagram and y'all, I was floored because Bad Baby dropped another diss track, but this diss track had a sample of a Kanye West song called Carnival, and Kanye West is sampled on the track.
I just want some crypto token. That's a billion, couple billion. My allowance is $1 million. This is easy, this is no.
And if you hear at the end, he goes, this is easy, this ain't no, and then it cuts. So I think it says, this ain't no Skims. So I'm like, is Kanye West throwing jabs at Kim Kardashian on a Bad Baby track towards Alabama Barker? What is going on here? And then I scrolled.
But it's a sample.
It's a
like,
sample.
Is it from one of his old songs?
So Kanye West dropped a song called Carnival like not even a year ago, and it blew up on TikTok. It was huge.
Right. So it's not like Kanye didn't rap specifically for Bad Baby.
He had to clear the sample, but he kind of clears it up because I get on Instagram 20 minutes after I saw Bad Baby drop the track, and Kanye had something to say.
I'm not in the middle of none of this AI beef, people throwing my voice on things, the whole Carnival sample. I just talked to Travis Barker. I would never be in the middle. I don't even know what's going on. I just got sent a song and asked if I could play the sample. I'm not cool with being put in the middle of all of this at all.
So Kyle, you're right. It seems as if Bad Baby's team sent Kanye this ask for a sample, asked him to do a little track on it, and he got thrown into the mix of all this drama.
So Travis Barker, his ex-brother-in-law,
is like, hey, can you do
this for me?
Like,
He's like, yeah, sure, I'll send it to you.
Well, no, that was Bad Baby's track. Bad Baby got Kanye West on a sample of his own song, so technically, Bad Baby has the one up. Kanye West is coming out saying, I didn't know this little girl wanted me on her song. I don't want any part of this drama. I have nothing to do with that. And then to top it all off, Shanna Moakler, Alabama Barker's mom, uses a TikTok trend and ats Bad Baby's mom.
Now, my daughter is not a fighter. My daughter is not a fighter, but I am. Tell your daughter to leave my daughter alone.
So Shanna Moakler is basically telling Bad Baby's mom, let the girls handle it, but me and you, we can go at it, girlfriend. My daughter ain't a fighter, but
I would mess with Shanna Moakler.
Right.
I was like, this is insane. Mean. I feel like these are like all of my favorite parts of my world coming together.
I do like the other song, though. Alabama. Alabama.
Alabama. Alabama. Alabama. Alabama. Alabama. Alabama.